Chapter 8. Realization through self-surrender.
Sri Ramakrishna used to say that a person can attain God if he possesses the intensity of this threefold love: the love a devoted wife bears her husband, the attraction a worldly man feels for the world, and the attachment the miser has for his hoarded gold. Intense yearning of this kind is sure to enable one to realize God. Do you know what it means? It means that one can reach the Lord and be blessed with His vision and spiritual touch the moment the mind is cleansed of all desires and filled with a sincere longing for God realization. The Lord says in the Gita, relinquishing all individual effort, take refuge in me alone. Self-surrender, 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 that is the only way, there is no other. In this iron age known as Kali Yuga, man depends too much on food and is short-lived. He has to do many things in this brief span of life. He possesses very little of the energy, strength, renunciation, courage and spirit of penance that are essential for God realization. His mind is weak and naturally runs after enjoyment. But in spite of all this, God has to be realized. Without God realization, life is vain. One comes into the world and goes out of it without accomplishing anything worthy. Man must therefore realize God. And there is no path easier than self-surrender. What do we understand by self-surrender? Does it mean that we have not to do anything, that we have only to sit quiet? No, it does not mean that. The devotee has to pray constantly with a pure heart in this manner. O Lord, I do not know what is good and what is bad for me. I am solely dependent on Thee. Grant unto me all that I need for spiritual life. Take me along the path that will bring me the greatest good. Vouchsafe unto me the faith and strength constantly to remember Thee and meditate on Thee. It is indeed no easy thing to dedicate oneself heart and soul to the Lord. Many people say, I have surrendered myself, my all, to God. I am doing as He is making me do. But if we observe their life, we shall see that their actions are quite contrary to what they profess. If they do anything good, they take the credit to themselves, feel highly elated over it, and think, oh, what a great thing I have achieved. But when even a slight trouble besets them, they immediately throw the blame on the Lord, saying, what a great misfortune He is bringing on me. This is how most people spend life. We judge men only by their exterior, but God looks into their innermost mind. God runs to him who prays with a sincere heart. Know this as certain. Be pure in heart. Let not your words be different from your thoughts, and God will reward you according to your efforts. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you do 1/16th part of the sadhana, spiritual practices, that I have done, it is enough. He has made sadhana so very easy for us. But we are so indolent that we shirk our work and fail in our duty. By doing so, we cheat ourselves. If someone gives us good things to eat, we want them to be put into our mouths. There are many who request me to bless them. I cannot help laughing to myself when I hear them. They do not do as I instruct them. The moment they leave my presence, they do whatever they like. If I should ask any one of them whether he follows my instructions, he would reply, no, sir, I had no time to do it, or, weak and evil-minded as I am, I was not able to do it. Those who have no sincere desire to follow me and have no faith in me may do anything they like without asking me. They will not follow my instructions and yet they want to be blessed by me. They wish to attain spiritual realization without the necessary exertion, by mere dodging. When such people come, I while away the time in aimless talk, in jesting and making fun. What is the use of tiring myself by talking of spiritual practices to people who will not follow them? I speak of higher matters only to a very few who I think will take my words and act on them. But even then they do not follow the instructions fully and properly. Always accustomed to shirking work, they want to attain everything without effort. There is no dearth of divine grace. The trouble is that men do not care to avail themselves of it. They take pleasure in idle gossip only. No one wants to realize the supreme truth. Man takes pride in talking nonsense. That is how he spends his life. And as he sows, so he reaps. Teachers can be had by thousands, but rare indeed is a true disciple. There are many to take up the role of teachers, but where are the men to hear and follow their teachings? If one goes on striving for a higher life, with strong faith in the words of the Guru, then there is an end to one's miseries. He who has such faith need not run about here and there, with a restless mind. The Lord looks to all his wants. He takes him by the hand and leads him along the right path. There need be no anxiety for him who has been blessed by the Lord. It is given only to 1 in a million to cherish noble desires and sublime thoughts, and of such souls as are so privileged very few can stick to their ideals to the last. Those persons in whose mind good thoughts have already sprung up should try their utmost to strengthen and make them permanent. In order to keep up their fervor they should pray unceasingly to the Almighty, "Vouchsafe unto me, O Lord, thy grace. May it be on me forever." Sri Ramakrishna used to say, "To all appearances, the maid-servant in a house looks upon all that belongs to her master as her own, but in her heart of hearts she knows that they do not belong to her at all. So long as we live, we must do our work without attachment. We should know in our heart of hearts that this world is not our permanent home, but only a temporary abode. And we should direct our mind to God, the heavenly home from where we came. How many care for truth or God? Puffed up with pride, man sometimes raises himself on such a high pedestal that he totally denies even the existence of God. Everyone thinks himself infallible and his way is the only way to salvation. Do you know what such a one says? We do not accept what we cannot understand. He little thinks how limited is his power of comprehension. What he thinks right today, he gives up as false tomorrow. Thus his opinion changes from day to day. In making a parade of his knowledge, he does not care a straw for what is high and noble. The Divine Mother alone knows in how many ways man is deluded. Every person conceives of God in his own little individual way. But our conception of the Lord should not be so limited, for he is all-comprehensive. He is not perceptible to the mind and intellect. That one alone can realize God's nature, to whom he is pleased to reveal his mysteries. And when he is realized, the gates of knowledge are opened, the knots of the heart are cut asunder and infinite wisdom is attained. Only when man realizes this state, can he fully understand the relation between God and himself, that the Lord is his own and he is the Lord's. Man cannot attain any knowledge unless the Mother reveals it. The mysteries of this world and the next will be revealed only when she discloses them out of her mercy. The intellect, as ordinarily understood, is not the real intellect. Its area, its range, is very limited. Those who want to gain real bliss in this life, those who really desire to solve its intricate problems, who am I? What have I come here for? Why am I suffering from so much misery? Why does one man attain to godhood and another remain a mere brute? Those who desire answers to these problems have one and only one duty: to strive to realize God by all possible means. Life's perplexing problems will be solved the moment he is realized. Children find joy in turning round a pillar, holding on to it firmly. Do you know where their attention is fixed? It is on the pillar. For they know well that if they loosen their grip, they will fall down and be injured. So first of all hold fast to the pillar of life, then you may go on circling round it as many times as you like, there will be no fear of falling down. Our first and foremost duty in life is to realize God. Know that he is the pillar. Whatever you do, do it while clasping him. Then you will not take any false step and fall. What you do will be right, and will be for the good of yourself and of the world. Blessed will be your life on earth.